Okay, so I don't have a lot of time outside. It is going to rain. It has been raining all day. I'm eating grapes like the Greek god Bacchus. In front of me, very expensive to me, Japanese whiskey. We're gonna drink about this. We're gonna drink about this because this is the end of the game that we've been playing. I documented a couple of things that I wanted to yap about. Hopefully, I'm gonna have time. In this container here are blueberries. And there goes the whiskey. Now, I put some blueberries in here, and I also put a little bit of lemon because my expectation is it will hopefully not make me crash as fast as I normally do. Ooh. It's like breathing fire. Yes, this is sad that what's going on right now. We will not have the game. In October, they're shutting us down. I've learned a lot, video editing wise, and so forth and so forth. I've achieved a lot in the game. I literally cut off my normal YouTube guys and said, hey, I don't want my video game guys and my regular guys and gals to mix because you guys don't watch the same thing. So I started a brand new channel. As always, I'm hoping it was going to be good. I try my best. I do some cosplay. I do some other things. It doesn't matter. What happened to the game happened to the game. What do we do now? You could leave the sinking ship if you wanted to. But my plan is ride this out. Video games in my life have literally showed me or earmarked where I was in life. I remember the very first time I turned on Splinter Cell Conviction. I was in what's that place called? What was that? Westchester, New York. I had just checked in, and I had a real long discussion with the people at the front desk because I was telling the people at the front desk, "Hey, I really need a room with an HD TV because I have this video game and it only plugs in with HDMI cables. Can't use the other ports. Can you help me?" They gave me an hourly room, kind of weird, very weird, but I was able to play the game and enjoy the beta as it was. This game will go down as the game that I played during the pandemic. A perfect time waster to fill in the gaps, to not let me think too much about all the bad things that was happening around us. It's starting to rain for real. I'm going to have to take this video in the house. Damn it. Okay, so I'm inside. It's been raining off and on all day. I thought I had enough time to get into that gap where it was going to be A-okay and there was not going to be any rain, but the answer was absolutely no. I still have my blueberry infused drink down here. It still tastes like I'm drinking fire. Whew. Anyway, this sheet of paper, I wish I had used a larger font, is a handful of things that I wrote down during the day. During the day, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm angry because of the situation, not at the people. Things happen because they happen. It is not anyone's fault except for not enough people being brought into the game, which, I don't think people were ready for something like this here. So let me get on my list of words, and some of these words are in red. What do we do now? Now, we simply play the game out finish up whatever you were doing, have as much fun as you still can. Even though you know in your mind that the game has a finite date of on this day it will end. It doesn't matter. If you were having fun before, maybe you'll still have fun now. Now, the next thing, and this is when we start getting to the red. Time. I wrote down the word time. Time, because it is sad and upsetting that we put so much time into the game, especially those who were there from day one. It's time that we're never going to get back. But that's the volatility of video games like this here. Mobile games are like freaking Bitcoins. There's highs and there's lows. Some things go away, some things don't. Money. I am sorry for anybody who has spent more than the price of a PlayStation or an Xbox game, because I went into this game knowing that you could shovel out hundreds, if not thousands of dollars playing a game like this. And throughout my videos, I've always kind of like thrown it out there. Yeah, give these guys some money because they got to eat. But at the exact same time, don't throw all your money away. And I don't know. You know, I talked to a couple of people here and they're like, you put money into it? I'm like, yeah, I put money into it. I'm doing YouTube videos. I do feel like I should try to push myself ahead, you know. And just a lot of discussions with people on that subject. Friendships. This is the very first time that I've used this thing called Discord. I've never used it before. A coworker at the store that I work at had to tell me how to use and sign up for Discord. I'm like, what is this Discord crap? I don't even know what this is. And these guys explained it to me, and eventually I got in there, and I got into less trouble with the guild I was in, and I grew with the guild that I was playing with. And I was happy about that. Still happy about that. Those guys I consider to be my video gaming friends. They've seen me do some cosplay. They see me put the bunny ears on. They see me do this here. They see me turn around and put on my Splinter Cell stuff. I mean, they've been here with me. We never got around to doing the American bandana. I bought this on clearance from the store. But never mind all that. It was just some cosplay. The word cosplay is in here as well. Camaraderie. Playing in the guild was really nice. Is still really nice. Because when you're playing the territory war, we would sometimes run into some situations where, you know, somebody needs some help, usually me, and they would give that person some help, usually me. I do tend to ride the bottom a lot. I'm just not good at it. I mean, I can explain it, but I'm not good at it. And then there's the cross-platform. I'm using that word very loosely because technically this was cross-platform playing. People on Android and people on iOS got together and was able to play the game, which is really, really nice. In this platform, in this little realm, they really pushed the limits of cross-play. I mean, it was nice. I'm starting to feel the alcohol just a little bit right now. Did you see me just kind of calm down like, ooh? Hang on. The next word is video editing. I don't know if you know this, but at my job, my real job, we ran into this situation where a pandemic happened. I don't know if you know about this, but a pandemic actually happened. And because of the pandemic situation, we literally had to figure out a new way to train the people we were training. And we didn't want to do remote because we had been asked to do remote before the pandemic. And then all of a sudden, we got to do remote. And it was like, who's going to be our audience? How are we going to get this audience to understand this here? What can we bring to the table? We were brainstorming all over the place. And when it came down to certain content, especially content that we needed to drop off and have them replay it over and over again, my video editing skills came into play. Take in mind that there was a second person on the team that actually did YouTube stuff as well. He's into drones And because of that, he actually has much more powerful equipment than me. I just use my tablet because I like mobile stuff. And this guy never rose his hand and said, I can help. I did say I can help. And because of the work that I was doing with you guys, my original videos was just my hands. And then I started doing the picture of me or a video of me and the images. I just kind of really played around because every single time you see me switch things over, make some modifications here, do a little bit here, mess around with the audio back and forth, bringing it up, bringing it down, taking the audio off and putting flat out new audio on there. These are things that I learned while video editing for this, and I turn around and I use it at work. So it actually has enhanced my video editing capabilities. So for that, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, I thank you. The next thing is cosplay. We already did that. I got a chance to do a little bit of cosplay here and there. I'm looking around to see if I got the other thing. I don't have the other thing. And it was fun. You know, some of those things were one-time shots. You can't recreate that, unfortunately, you know. But it was fun. There was definitely going to be more stuff coming in. We just won't be able to do as much, maybe. I don't know. I will still make some videos. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. This will go down as the pandemic video game that I enjoyed, literally. The next thing is gardening. You guys and gals got the opportunity to see my gardening. I'm going to show you over here some spoils of victory. This is basically green beans that I have grown outside in the yard, and they're starting to come in. And this is what I wanted to tell you guys about. One of the things that my wife does is she gets those green beans. And I know you guys who are, I only eat meat. Yeah, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen. Listen. What she does is she gets the green beans. You know, we clean them and all the other stuff, and we clip the tips. And then we lay them down on like a cookie tray and put some olive oil on there, some salt and pepper on there. She cuts up some onions and put it in there. And then she puts some bacon in there too. Put it in the oven, let it crisp, put it on broil for a little bit, let it crisp. When you take it out, you can smell it in your nose. Even through your nose hairs, you can smell it. It's good. And then all of a sudden, when you bite into it, all the stuff is like, oh, you just melt. You're like, oh, it's so good. So good. Anyway, that's why there's a lot of green beans that's coming out of there. My tomatoes, I'm working on it. They were slow in development, but they're working there. They're working that way. I've already talked about the developing a process of improving my process. That's literally me trying to figure out the fastest and easiest way to get videos to you guys. And I experimented by going directly from my phone and just shoot it up there. I experimented with going through the YouTube app and shooting it up there. And then I started doing some overnight things. And sometimes I just bring it downstairs, put it on the MacBook Pro, and just let it, do it through YouTube there and let it cook. Overnight, wake up, looks good to me, hit unreleased. Very happy with that process. The next thing, while playing the video game, the very first indicator that something was going wrong was gun name change was the first indicator. Inside the game, the guns all of a sudden started getting different names. That was the first indicator that something was wrong. There's this gun that Notorious Big called, no, I said it wrong too. There's this song that Notorious Big was yapping in, and he said something about call the guys with the calicos. Now, I don't know if you knew what a calico was, but the lady with the ponytails and the yellow shirt and the red mask, Joanna or something like that, Hawana, she actually uses a calico. But what they did was the coders went inside of the game and they changed it from calico to H something something something. They gave it the generic name. This kind of reminds me of CSR Racing, how CSR Racing didn't want to pay for Porsche's license to have a Porsche 911, to have a Carrera and all the other guys. So what they did was they went through the generic name of the Porsche instead to get around it. It was weird, but they managed to do it, and they got out of lawsuits or whatever. So that was the first indicator. The second indicator was I was trying to make this video called The Beautiful Parts. And the beautiful parts referred to how we were actually in the beginning of a new era in gaming. Xbox, aka Microsoft, originally wanted to make the Xbox as being a mobile device that you put in your hand and you played it. But the infrastructure for web capabilities was not there. Most people didn't have Wi-Fi in their house or good internet access. 56K was the best we can do at that time. So putting it out was not feasible. Just not feasible. But down the road, we now have that capabilities. There's a new system from Steam that's coming out. This guy here is going to be good. Now, there is something else that's a little on the weird side. This is also a very dangerous thing because there was a movie that came out. Clive Owen is in it. I'm going to put a picture of it over here. And in this movie, there is a child who is, and I say child, I mean he's like 16 or something like that. He's a boy, and he's playing a video game while he's at the table eating. And his dad just ignores his child because he knows his child's brain is stuck in that game. That kid is not, he's literally doing it with one hand, and he's like slowly eating, but he's doing it with one hand. We have become a society that is starting to do this here, but this guy could not stop playing the game while he ate. That's a bad thing. And it's one of the things that always kind of pushed in the game is be cautious of this here. Play in moderation and so forth, because it is triggering on the brain, and it will suck up your life or in time. But while I was trying to make that video and try to illustrate that point, something really weird happened. I started to notice abandonment things. When I got all of my Splinter Cell or fourth echelon people and lined them up, Sarah and Archer did not have that nice fancy glow that everybody else had from the previous 5 people. When those last 2 were added, they didn't have the glow. The watch and pieces and all the other stuff didn't glow as hard. And I was like, that's weird. So I went over to the Phantom guys and noticed the Phantom guys, they all glowed. And then I went over to the Division guys and I noticed in the Division, they all glowed. Everything looked beautiful. But as some of the newer characters that were being put in, they didn't have this beautiful appearance or this. Let me get technical for a second. When you're building stuff in 3D, there are layers of ray tracing and all the other crap that you can slap onto it. And they didn't have that last elegant polish to make them look better. And I was wondering why. And then all of a sudden I started realizing that some of the guys didn't have animation. They just stood there. But even in the original game, when the guys came out, some of them just stood there. But in this particular case, a lot of them just hopped up and they just standing like this. They're not doing anything. Sarah came down like she was from Mission Impossible or something like that. Flycatch, I believe, did a drop, kick, and spin and all the other stuff. These new guys from Special Forces, most of them did not move. They just came in and that was it. So that was another indicator that something was going wrong. That was a bigger gulp. The blueberries ain't making it no sweeter. Just change the color. Now, the next big thing that I have down here is, yeah, I'm mad. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to capture or just put away as many of the images that I can and videos that I can and maybe try to do something with that later on. but there's nothing. I can be mad, but I'm still gonna play. Believe it or not, I am actually inches away from getting Sam. Remember I said before I leave this game, I was gonna get Sam on my side and then I was gonna leave? My original plan was to play it, get Sam, get as many people as I can, play it for a whole year, and then come back the next year and play the game some more. Just to see how things change. I'll be able to, like, bring in some more people of a bigger audience. That was my idea. It's not going to happen now. The next thing is, intentionally, my iPad Pro, which is upstairs right now, I originally bought that thing saying I would never put a video game on there. I put this game on there. This game was that good. This game is technically the holy grail of video gaming in the future. Because it's something that you can pick up and put down and you can play literally all day. You could. That's a good thing. I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say that's on this list here. Except for, I want to thank everybody who literally played the game with me. Those people that beat me in the game. Those people that I beat in the game. The guild guys and gals that I got a chance to have fun with in the game. I just want to thank all you guys. The Australians, the Russians, the guys from the Middle East, the guys from the other East, the guys from the West, the South, South. All of y'all, I mean, the game broke down some barriers because I remember playing, what's the game called? Tom Clancy's Division 1, and I would notice that in the middle of the night, I would always be playing with guys from the Middle East, which was kind of different because I was like, oh, this is different. Because back when I used to play Splinter Cell, I would find myself playing with a bunch of Japanese guys, and I thought that was cool. Takashi Box. That guy was cool as heck, even after they had the big earthquake and the nuclear plant went all haywire and everything. I checked on him. He was still good. And I'm going to miss that. And translators in the video games have gotten better. So, not the video games. When we're using Discord, we can use a translator to, translate something and send it, instead of trying to say it all in Spanish, French, or whatever. And it gave us a platform where everybody could be together. I think that was nice. So, it's sad. It's very sad. We're almost at 20 minutes. I didn't have a time limit on this video here. I'm not going to really edit it too much. I'm just going to get the first part and the second part, put it together, and send it up. I don't know if you ever seen me do this before, but when I do make mistakes in the video, I go boom, boom, boom. It's on the sound registry, it turns into like an M or a spike so you can see it. And I can visually edit that piece. I'm not editing shit this time. I'm not. I want you guys to have fun. Good luck.